Hey everybody, welcome to the nightly vid. My apologies on no video last night. That being said though, let's get started. As far as today and this week, what we've been seeing, SPY just starts as 2-up week, not doing much. Qs did go momentum hammer week continuation. You're gonna see going in all-time highs now, but bright green, so we got some continuity to work with. Looks like it's up I imagine on some news or earnings, but that's something we'll want to know about. You can see they went after it Monday and Tuesday, so your STRATAttack, right? It's going into all-time highs though, so we'll be aware of it. Dow Jones, you can see starts off going two down to start the week, so still some weakness in here. That's mostly gonna be your transports, which you can see started off the new month and week inside day down. You'll see what that caused here with the shooter 222 to the downside. And that's going to be things like UPS, which kind of already got killed, right? You can see 2-2 week. You see it started off the week 2 down, and we would have been talking about this type of stuff yesterday on the video. I just did not have time. That being said, though, you can see they confirmed it today and just puked. You get a FedEx. You're going to see similar. Starts off inside day down, simultaneous break with the 3-2-2 week coming off the top of the big 3. So although we missed this stuff, right? If it's going down there, 253, you still got $30 to go after. So still stuff we want to just know about, right? We'll keep an eye on it, see if it sets up again. That being said, you also have things like UNP, Union Pacific, right? And they had the 2-2s back up the previous week, and then shooter counter that back down. Still mother bar to this 3, but some magnitude left on it, 231. If you go to Norfolk Southern, similar, just not getting hit quite as hard. Still an inside month, right? We also then see this week we have tech rally, and this is what we picked up Monday. If you're in the stat Discord, we said in the morning tech rally, and then we talked about that more, saying at the end of the stream in the morning on Monday, tech rally, right? And that's gonna be your semis, and you can see they bought on Monday and then inside day for tomorrow. So do we go inside and then send it back through this triangle, or do we go inside and then expando back through previous range? So that's our question. What we'll see here is the 2-2 hammer week. Our favorite in there, as we mentioned on Monday, was TSM. And this is something we've been talking about in the stat Discord, just understanding the reclaim as far as seeing the broad information in an easier sense. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks stuck inside, followed by hammer here to reclaim it, and then bang, off they go. We were talking about this Monday morning. If you follow my Twitter, we put that out pre-market on Monday. We also saw SMCI, which did get going Monday on the gap list. Today, not so fortunate. We'll see what comes of that, if they're going to negate or reconfirm. But that being said, in the semis, actually, before we get to that, we'll go to tech. Tech, same thing, right? Tech rally. So here's your hammer week, confirming the Qs. Still 4 weeks inside of this, but it's 2, so that could change. And they bought it Monday, came back Tuesday. So again, your STRATAttack. That's gonna be your meta, right? Bang, bang, and they just went after it, confirming the 3-2-2 of last week and completing that broadening formation. You'll see the poke up, the poke down, and then the poke back up. We'll see if there's any more left on that, right? As the week goes on, you got an Apple. You're going to see this. This is one we were talking about a few weeks ago, but you can see completing that triangle, 2-2, and then off they go. Go to the month. Opening as 3-2 to the upside, as 2-up to start. Obviously, we don't prefer to buy it into the highs, but we will see what sets up. You're going to have things like app, which are just confirming and still gunning after. You can see this 3-2 expansion back in here, and that's tech. If we go to then the semis, we already talked about TSM. We will see ASML, 2-2 on the month reversal. And that's in your semis above 712. It's a little bit more of a pricey name here. If we blow it up, you're going to see this. So we got this 3 on the month back here. Can we get back through that is our question, right? This has been kind of the biggest loser in there. If we go to LRCX, you're going to see potentially a 3-2-2 month back through this stuff, and you got some sub try down in here. Then you got your major try up in there, this much bigger one that we're coming back into as well. And you'll notice here on the week, Momo week, just like TSM, reclaiming a 3 here. So you got a lot of good things as long as they confirm. If you go to LRCX, or not LRCX, AMAT, you see similar, right? And there's your Momo Hammer week. Right, and here's your 2-up 1 on the day. I forgot to mention that. If you get LRCX, there's your 1 on the day as well. Right, and then I believe ASML was 2-up, so STRATAttack there. But you're gonna have the inside days there. You will have obviously the SMH as an inside day, and then we can look at maybe QCOM, not an inside day. If we go to NVIDIA, 2-up to start the week. Still has yet to break last week's highs, but could become 322 if the simultaneous break's going to get going. If we go to Marvel, you'll see it starts the week as a gap up, which messes with the continuity, but I believe there's earnings after hours. Yeah, so we're going to open as 3-2 up in here. So maybe they get some expando going in the morning on the gap list. Let's be aware we're gapping up, right? But anyone that was short today, they're going to have issues if we open at 106. So maybe that turns into something bigger. If we go to Teradyne, TER, you can see 2 up to start. If we go to the month, that's a 2-2, right? You can see we're reclaiming the lows of this stuff. Potentially reclaim this 3 as well. So you just got a lot of tech rally, a lot of semi rally going on. You're gonna have AMD, still an inside month, right? So not quite as strong, but you would be 3-2 reversal week above that, right? And I imagine it's gonna be gapping up slightly tomorrow. You will not have any signals, so we'll see, right? If we go into the daily try, you're gonna have this type of stuff in here. So are we gonna get out of that, right? Is the question, and then we can trigger the month and get it going. That being said, we're going to get our list up in here. We're going to start talking about the setups into tomorrow. So just observation, right? LRCX, all the SEMIs. This is actually from Monday morning's live stream. We had this, within the first 60 of the day on Monday with all the tech going. But we can also have then XLK, which is Apple, Meta. You can get Google in there, right? That type of stuff to continue. We could, I'm not sure about Netflix, but those are kind of the main ones. Maybe IBM's in there. Let me take a look quickly. Yeah, so IBM maybe, right? But really just the big cappers. That being said, though, we're going to see inside days into tomorrow. We're going to get the list going. So let's get this here. Get this here. And again, if you are watching, normally if you skip to the end, you can either just get the list or you can see like the last minute where I try to summarize everything as I normally do these live and then just pause the recordings as we go. But that being said, inside days. We're going to have a lot of information technology to confirm or negate. So if tech's going to rally more, all these inside days will be up. And if it's not, then these will be the first things you want to hit short. We'll see AVGO along with, I believe, LRCX, AMAT, SMH. We will see Crowd. And this is tech. We will see Cisco, which is tech. KLAC, which is the semis and the tech. We already got LRCX up there. We'll see Microsoft inside day, which is your big boys. And we can have that down in here on the observations list. If we go to Sentinel S, maybe a 2 going 3 week. You would have inside day to reclaim a 3 up in here. Be continuation though. I'm normally not trading that one myself. And then we have a few kind of nobodies in here that we normally aren't trading. Let's see. Any of these guys got some signals for us. Carts, you can see stuck on the month. We want to stay away from that stuff. Let's see ANET. So you got Compound 3 in here, getting out of that with the Momo Hammer week. Got inside day if they're going to keep her going. No pivot targets. And then we have AMAT in here, which we already got there, so that's good. ACAM. Stuck for now. All right. And we'll have now, which is outside day. We don't want to, I'm actually not interested in that. All right. We will have Hood. It's potential rev strat. And we did see today, so Hood and Coin were on the inside day list for those in stat. We got that out before the open and on Twitter. But you're going to see it start as gap down, inside day down, right? And so what do? You go after the T2 back up. Here it is, 225er. And here's the 2215er here, and then never comes back. So there's some triangle out in there, some 30s down, reclaim, and then they're off to the races, setting up that 2-2. So we'll see if that can gun back to the highs. There's also Coin, right? So you see Coin went outside day today. If we go to Bitcoin did close this 2 down in green. If we go to ARC B, you see the 2 down in green. Still very much an inside week, but you could turn into inside and up or down, ideally up, right? Off of that 2-2 day tomorrow. So that's still Bitcoin. We still want to know about that, especially if we can get those months to and again with the new month here. That being said, I'm going to keep going through the list here. DKNG. So you're going to see we got some pivots lined up above for the month. We have an outside month after a 1, so the 1-3. And then the 2-2 day in here would cause 2-2 continuation. Or cause 3-2 continuation on the month. And that could go 3-2 boom, especially, we got the sports betting season and all that stuff that's been going on. Maybe they got a good earnings report coming. FSLR, let's see it. Double inside week up being reconfirmed, has the hammer day. Could become a 2-2 month in here. You'll see the 2-2 back up above this, 208. Don't got many pivot targets to target after, but you'd have continuity on that. Okta. So you can see it's in the top of this try. We got some mother bar issues. You'll see this on the month, right? But we're 3-2 month, 2 up to start the week. Momentum hammer above that if they're going to go exploding. And it looks like there was some earnings, so that can be on the gap up list with Marvel. And we'll have a star here with Okta. Because of that momentum hammer, that could really get going, right? If earnings are good and they like it. Ulta Beauty, so you're gonna see 3-2 month, right? Also momentum hammer, does have an earnings report coming soon, 12/5. So sadly, it's gonna override our stuff, or not override, but be something to know about. We know Warren was a little interested in that, so you can see the 1-3-2 month. If earnings good and they gap it up, so be it, right? We'll play it after the gap, but you'll see potentially on the quarter, you got a lot of 3s in here to reclaim, so you'd be looking to come back through all this stuff. If that works, we take the quarter up. So that is something we'd want to know about. Just got the earnings coming, so it's up to you. I believe it's on 12/5, so that's going to be Thursday. So you could play it tomorrow. Looking at a great position, but we'll see. Docu 322. Dead inside on the month. So although it could get moving, Adobe. That one looks a little bit more fun. It's in the tech. 2 going 3 week. So you're going to see we have the sub tries in here with this 3, and the 3-2 above that. See Celsius, also a 3-2, still an inside week, and very much an inside month, but could turn into a 2-2 reversal. You can see they've been on a pretty big tear to the downside after, I think it was some of the news with all the lawsuits and stuff, according to with their products. But above 32 would take the month up. This day would still be, nowhere near taking that up. Even if they gun it up into here 31, you'd have a little bit to go. Discretionary goose, Canadian goose. You can see a big downtrend, so you got some stuff to reclaim here. Could turn into a 2-2 month back into that stuff. It's $9. MongoDB, another tech name. Still 2 down week. GoDaddy. Potentially hammer slight PMG to go maybe 2 go 3 week. And we're going to put that in the 3-2-2 one. It's a delayed 3-2-2, but you're reclaiming a 3. You see Snow, potentially a 2-2 day to cause momentum hammer week after good earnings. You'll see this on the quarter. 2-2 quarter from the outside year back through a 3. So potentially 237 if they're going to complete that again. And inside month, but they were really aggressive last month, right, with the earnings. So potentially that turns into something bigger off the Momo week. So we'd look to cause that measured move week, confirming a quarterly reversal. And we'll also see Square. You can see inside week up. It is measured move. And then it would have the 2-2-2 here to reconfirm that. And we did have the financials really puking. We did not talk about that at the beginning. But all the financials, and you see this XLF getting wrecked, right? So two down to start the week. 322, so that's a problem, and that's really happening with your industrials and transports. So you can see industrials, transports, financials all having problems, and in the financials it's progressive, or not progressive, Aflac. You see Aflac takes out 22 week, and it did that on Monday, and then reconfirmed pivot machine gun of all of these guys in one go. They just hit the bid all day, so they just got wrecked with the 3 to the face this morning. If we go to PGR, you can see a slight difference there. Did not take last week's lows, whereas that one did. When we look at these, though, this could still do it. Like, if they're going to hit the bid on all of them, right? If we go to Allstate, also has not taken last week's lows, and that's how you pick out strength and weakness, because when we go and look at Aflac, it's an obvious 2-2, and definitely took last week's lows, so that's where the problem is. But in the XLF, you're going to have that as an observation just to start the week. If we go to financials, you're going to have the KBWB, which is your banking. It's similar, right? So the financials, just the banks, or you could do FAS, it's financials as well. But regardless, banks, you're going to have JPM taking last week's lows. You can see Bank of America taking last week's lows. You got regional banks taking last week's lows. So that's where some of the problems are. And that's really all I want to keep up in there, those three. That being said, though, if we get back to the list of scans here, I believe Square was the last one in there that's setting up actionably into tomorrow. We'll add PLTR to the tech names because that was a pretty big gainer today. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything in here. And we can also add Snapchat. You're going to see this. So Snapchat, I'm not sure if I actually mentioned it on the nightly vid. I could have sworn I did. Maybe it was a different recording. But they had the 2-2 week a couple weeks ago. And you're going to see this on the month. So notice this big 3 reclaim, right? And that weekly reconfirmed it. So regardless if you're not in this already, right? You know, it's been kind of a choppy mess, but you'll see this on the quarter. Mother bar quarter for 6 months, slight lower low reclaim with a change in continuity here. That's what we're looking for. So 17.9 in Snapchat, still trading less than 13. This would be a good one for the smaller account guys. Even if you just get it on a slightly worse entry, that'd be 40% on the underlying. So not a bad one to be looking at, and that's one I'm definitely going to have on my radar as things play out there. Outside of that, I don't got too much to add here on the upside. So we can take a look at the bearish side of things and see what setups we've got here. A lot of inside days of bearish continuity down as well. And let me get it. All right, so on the downside of things, it's a lot more continuation stuff than setups, really. But in the financials, see AXP inside day. So if they're going to continue puking those guys, this is 322 with the inside day signal. If they're going to, hit them, we do see energy numbers that are going to be setting up in VLO. You're going to have a 3-2 up in red. If we go to MPC, 3-2 up and red, right? And then CVX, 3-2 up and red. Then FANG, here's your inside day. This one's closer to the bottom of the range here. You see it's been kind of a choppy mess in here. But slight higher highs, and then your slight lower lows in here. So, if things are going to recover, then maybe that one. But when we go to energies, you'll have XLE as an inside day here. It is closer to still being an inside month, right? So we're going to remember that. Potential rev strats tomorrow to go 3. And it is starting as 2 down week, which is just continuation. If we go to XOP, you see also inside day. If it was inside up, you'd have the pivot machine gun of these guys. And then OIH, a whole lot of nothing up in here. But we do have energy numbers tomorrow. Tells us crude oil. We got a UCO, the crude ETF. It was a kicker today, so that's something we had on the watch list this morning. But starting, 2 down green week, monthly, double inside, it's just a chop shop quarter. still an inside bar. So, you know, still expecting more sideways action, but doesn't mean you can't have good moves in there intraday at the numbers at second 60 of the day tomorrow morning. That being said, if you're skipping to the end of the video, the one thing we did add in here is Upstart Affirm. Trying to be on the inside day list. Here's Upstart inside day, and then Affirm 3-1 day. But that being said, we're going to have chips, which are on the observation/StratAttack list down in here with the tech. You're going to have financials, which have been puking, which is mostly your progressives, but also potentially JP Morgan. And then AXP in here may reconfirm that if they're going to keep selling financials and buying tech. On the 2-2 list, it's going to be a lot of 2-2 back up with full time frame continuity in here. In these lists, and then we have energy numbers an hour after the open, so that's something we'll be watching. And then with the semis being on the observation list, all these in here are inside day for a simultaneous break tomorrow that we are definitely interested in. So that being said, that's all I've got for tonight's nightly vid. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys bright and early in the morning if you're in stat, and if you are not, I'll see you guys in tomorrow night's nightly vid.